Most Disney World packing mistakes are not dramatic. Nobody forgets their park tickets or their kids. What they forget is a phone charger. Or they pack the wrong shoes. Or they show up at security with a bag that's 2 inches too big and get turned away before they even make it through the gate. This is the packing list that eliminates all of that. 10 things you absolutely need to bring, and 5 things that will cause a problem if you do. What to bring. Number 1. Portable power bank. Your phone at Disney World is your park ticket, your Lightning Lane reservation system, your mobile ordering tool, and your camera. If it dies at 1 p.m., your day gets significantly worse in multiple directions at once. A portable power bank with at least 20,000 milliamp hours covers a full family day without needing to find a charging station. Disney does have free charging stations in the parks, several near the Rapunzel restrooms in Tomorrowland, but they are not in every land. Bring the bank and skip the scramble. Number 2. Packable poncho. Florida rain arrives fast and leaves fast, and it doesn't care what you have planned for that hour. A poncho solves rain without creating problems for everyone around you. An umbrella in a Disney crowd is an obstacle. You are blocking sightlines at parades and poking people at eye level in every direction. A poncho packs down to the size of a tennis ball, keeps you covered, and costs other guests nothing. Buy reusable ponchos before the trip, not the $1 disposables that fall apart in 5 minutes. 1 per person in the top of your bag. Number 3. Stainless steel water bottle. Every quick service restaurant at Disney World will give you a free cup of ice water, no purchase required. On a 90-degree day walking 10 to 12 miles, that policy combined with an insulated stainless steel bottle eliminates a real daily cost. Bottled water inside the parks runs $4 to $5 each. A family of 4 buying 2 bottles each per day is $32 to $40 gone. Fill up your 32-ounce bottle at every quick service you pass, and it stays cold all day. One critical note: the bottle must not be glass. Glass containers are banned at Disney security. Number 4. Already broken-in shoes. The number 1 thing that derails a Disney World trip is blisters. Disney guests walk an average of 10 to 12 miles per day on concrete in Florida heat, and shoes that have not been worn extensively before your trip will create blisters before noon on day 1. Once blisters develop, every step for the rest of that day and every day after it is a problem. Buy your shoes at least 4 to 6 weeks before the trip. Wear them on long walks, not just around the house. If they haven't been on your feet for at least 20 to 30 miles, they are not ready. Number 5. Compact day pack. Disney parks enforce a strict bag size limit. Nothing larger than 34 inches long, 15 inches wide, and 18 inches high. That eliminates most hiking backpacks and all rolling luggage. A compact day pack in the 20 to 25 litre range clears security easily and carries everything you need without becoming a burden by 3 p.m. Look for one with an outer water bottle pocket, a top zip for your poncho, and a padded back panel. Pack it the night before. A bag assembled in 10 minutes of morning pressure on the day of will always be missing something. Number 6. Outside. Snacks and food. Disney World allows guests to bring in outside food and non-alcoholic drinks. This is not a loophole, it is a stated policy, and it is the single easiest way to reduce your daily park spending. A family of 4 buying every meal inside the parks can spend $150 to $200 on food per day. Packing breakfast items, granola bars, sandwiches, fruit, and a few drinks adds almost nothing to your bag weight and saves real money without any sacrifice to the actual park experience. Use Ziploc bags or hard containers rather than glass, and ice packs rather than loose ice. Number 7. Blister kit. Even broken-in shoes cause blisters after 10 hours on concrete in summer heat. Moleskin and Compeed blister plasters belong in the top pocket of your bag. Unlike regular bandages, these are designed specifically for blister prevention. They cushion and stay on even through sweat. Also pack a stick of anti-chafe balm and apply it to ankles and inner thighs before your first day. Chafing affects adults and kids alike on a full Disney day and is just as disruptive as blisters. Disney first aid stations do stock some supplies, but emergency bandages at Disney prices are an avoidable expense. Number 8. Small handheld misting. Fan Florida summer heat combined with standby lines in direct sun makes a small misting fan one of the most practically useful items you can pack. The key word is small. Disney bans oversized portable fans, the shoebox-sized rechargeable units because of fire risk from large lithium batteries and because they obstruct other guests. What is fully allowed is a compact USB or battery-powered fan that fits in your bag pocket. These cost $10 to $20, weigh almost nothing, and make real difference in the heat. If you're visiting between May and September, bring one. Number 9. Sunscreen and sunglasses. Disney parks are largely outdoors, and the Florida sun is severe. Bring a spray sunscreen with at least SPF 50. Spray format is fast to reapply throughout the day, and reapplication every 2 hours in direct sun is the step most people skip. One application at the gate is not enough. Polarized sunglasses reduce glare from all the reflective surfaces in the parks and cut eye fatigue significantly over a full day. Both items cost a fraction of what Disney charges for them inside the parks. Number 10. Light layers. 2 things will make you reach for a light layer in Disney World even in July. The first is the air conditioning. Disney's indoor restaurants and ride buildings are aggressively cold in Florida summer. Sitting down for a table service meal in the afternoon can feel like stepping into a refrigerator. The second is the evening temperature shift. Florida evenings drop 15 to 20 degrees after sunset, and staying for happily ever after or Fantasmic without a light layer is uncomfortable. A thin zip-up packs flat and adds nothing noticeable to your bag weight, especially important for kids. What to leave home. 5 things that cause problems. Number 1. New or stiff shoes. This appears on both sides of this list because it is the most common and most preventable Disney mistake. Every year, guests buy new shoes specifically for their Disney trip, wear them for the first time at the park gate, and have blisters by lunchtime. New shoes have not conformed to your foot. They haven't softened. They aren't ready for 12 miles of concrete in August. Leave them home. Wear your trip shoes everywhere for at least a month before you go. Pause. Number 2. Glass containers. Glass containers are banned at all Disney parks. This includes glass water bottles, mason jars, and glass food storage containers. If security finds one in your bag, you choose between going back to your car or surrendering it. The only exceptions are small baby food jars and medically necessary items. Every other glass container stays at the hotel. Stainless steel or hard plastic does the same job and clears security in seconds. Number 3. Selfie stick. Selfie sticks are banned at all Disney parks, actively enforced at security, and have no exceptions. Security will ask you to take it back to your car. The alternative is real. PhotoPass photographers stationed throughout the parks will take photos with your personal phone for free. No stick, no argument, better results. Small handheld stabilizers without extending arms are allowed as long as they fit in your bag. Number 4. Full-size umbrellas are not banned, but they are genuinely impractical in Disney crowds. An open umbrella at adult head height blocks sightlines at parades and shows and catches wind in Florida's fast-moving storm systems. They don't fit easily in a bag and still leave your lower half wet. A packable poncho covers more, costs everyone around you nothing, and takes up 0 bag space. Leave the umbrella at the hotel. Number 5. Oversized bag or rolling luggage. Disney enforces the bag size limit, nothing larger than 34 inches by 15 inches by 18 inches. Rolling luggage and large hiking packs fail this test. If your bag is over the limit, security asks you to go back to your car or pay for a locker near the entrance. That is not how you want to start a morning with kids. A compact day pack within the limit, packed with what you actually need, solves this completely. 10 things to bring, 5 things to leave home. Broken-in shoes and a power bank will do more for your day than anything else you prep. Getting turned away at the gate because of glass or an oversized bag, or spending your afternoon on a bench with blisters are things people remember for years. None of this is complicated. It just requires knowing. what to actually pack before you show up. Drop in the comments what you always bring that didn't make this list.